Hey y'all, this is Kirk, the owner of Wellspring Landscape Services, and I wanted to give you an update on a whole bunch of things, so this might be a little bit longer video than normal. But if you haven't heard or not, my son was in an accident back in the very beginning of October, in and out of the hospital, multiple surgeries, and he's finally home. So I feel like we're finally getting back to normal. Very good prognosis. Should be no long-term disability or mobility issues, so we're super excited about that. We just need to get through several more months and he should be getting back to normal. And we're super excited about that. For all of y'all who've reached out and asked about that, I just wanted to give you an update. He was burned, received some pretty bad burns, especially on his legs, and but he had multiple skin grafts, sometimes a couple of times per location because they didn't take it. But he is back home and super happy to be home, as you might imagine. So, a total of 8 surgeries and 28 days in the hospital. So, crazy fall that we've had, and but super excited about getting back to the new normal. So, that's an update on him. Now let's talk about your landscape. So, right now we're having an extraordinary amount of fall color, which we usually don't get a lot here, but there's a lot of fall color out there, and it's beautiful. So, if you haven't been outside, go for a walk. Find an area with trees that give off a lot of color and go enjoy them. They're beautiful. The flip side of that is they're dropping their leaves, so it's creating a mess. So if you have a property with a lot of leaves falling, we will, as we come to do our mowing service, if we don't need to mow, we'll work on some leaves during the budget mowing time. But a lot of times we can't get all those leaves up. Excuse me, leaves can be very messy. They can take up a lot of room in the trailer. So some of you will need a leaf pickup, like a separate job where we show up to do nothing but pick up leaves. If you need that, we'll either be reaching out to you or you can reach out to us. But leaves are always kind of a complicated problem. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They can be quite an ordeal for some people's properties and take quite a bit of effort to get rid of them and take them to a mulching facility. And then we actually have to pay to get rid of the leaves at the mulching facility. It's not free. So it sometimes takes a lot of effort to get all those leaves up. But let us know if you're one of those people, and we're also looking out for it as well. But we can work as a team and make sure your yards are really cleaned up and looking great. So that's kind of the leaf thing. We'll go through this again with the live oaks in the end of February, early March, where they'll start dropping. But right now it's just the deciduous trees that are dropping. So we're seeing a lot of that in the landscape right now. The other thing is, you can go ahead and turn your irrigation systems off. We've finally started getting rain this year. And it's like misting this morning, so the soil is starting to cool off. The temperatures have started to cool off, and you just don't need to water like you did in the summertime. So you can turn your irrigation systems off. If we go through a dry spell or it starts to heat up, go through a dry spell, you can always turn them back on and keep watering. But you can go ahead and keep them off. Also, that'll help you save on your sewer bill, your wastewater bill. Your wastewater bill typically gets calculated December, January, and February. They'll take your your water usage during those months, and they run it through their little calculators, and they come up with your wastewater bill throughout the year. And so you want to use as little water as possible December, January, and February, so you keep that wastewater bill down for the rest of the year. And so that'll help reduce that cost. Again, staying on the irrigation, if you have an above ground backflow preventer, so that's the thing where you'll see, if you have an irrigation system, you'll see a pipe come up, and then you'll see this funky contraption made of brass with all these kind of weird looking things poking off of it, and then PVC will go back down into the ground. Now, a lot of you will have those in the ground, and we have a separate video specifically about this. But if they're in the ground, you're fine. If they're above ground, which would typically be on the side of the house near the foundation, maybe even covered up with shrubs, you want to insulate that and insulate it really well. You can buy a bag at Home Depot that slides over it, but with some of the winters that we've had in the last few years, it doesn't fully protect them. There's a way to drain those, and we can help you with that if you need help with that. But make sure you're draining those if they're above ground and insulating them really well. And then you can hopefully avoid having to replace those, which can be kind of costly in the spring because hopefully the pipes won't break and because you get the water out of there. And then you just turn your irrigation back on in the spring, and you're good to go. We'll talk about that more later. We'll get a video specifically about that out later to you. But those are 2 things to be looking at right now. Also, our Christmas schedule, as always, we're going to be closed between Christmas and New Year's. We're not going to work at all. We're not going to answer phones. We're not going to answer emails or any of that stuff. We're just going to go have fun. So we're going to take the work that would normally be scheduled during that time. We're going to move it up early in the month. So we might be moving you around a little bit, your services around a little bit in December, but our goal is just to keep your property looking good. We're going to keep it looking good, and that way you can go into the holidays stress-free, have people load, not be worried about what your landscape looks like. So just be aware of that. And then also, if you need any work done between now and Christmas, let us know. Or now, between now and the holidays, you're going to have parties or things like that. Is there anything coming up where you need us to do specific work over there? Just let us know. Just contact the office, and we'll get that taken care of for you as well. Okay. Let's see what else. That's pretty much it. With one last thing, It is still warm out there. It's 80 something today. It's been raining. We have grass growing. We have plants growing. We have things still blooming, and that's great. But we're going to start getting some freezes here pretty quick. And once we do, you're going to see some things start to die off. Now, when that happens, well, some things will need to be pruned down. And some things we need to be pruned down to the ground, some partially. You'll start seeing a need in your landscape for some pruning, extra cleanup done as well, and we can help you with that as well. But keep an eye out for that. Never ever pull a plant out if you think it's dead. It could just be deciduous and dropping its leaves. It could be like lantana. This needs to be cut back, but the root system is very much alive and it'll grow back. So before you just yank stuff out of the ground, if you're not sure if it's dead or not, then let us know and we can help you prune that back, get you cleaned up, and you'll be good to go there as well. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot in this video. I'll be sending some more stuff out with shorter videos, but I just want to give an update on that. I hope you're doing fantastic. I hope you got some fun plans coming up in the next couple of weeks, and we will see you next time. Thanks.